Hello and welcome to the Kayden Show, today's best country mix. And joining me right here today is Cliff Dorsey. Cliff, how are you doing?
Doing very well, Kayden. It's been a pleasure so far. Thank you for having
Of course, of course. So why don't we start by telling everyone a little bit about you and your journey and your music so far?
me. Yeah, most definitely. Right now, where I'm calling in from is beautiful High Springs, Florida, my hometown where I was born and raised. And my music, I started playing guitar and singing at 15 years old. This coming week, September 26th, I'll be turning 28. So I've been doing it for a little bit. Last year, not this past October, but before that, um, that August, excuse me, to 2021, I signed with the Black Sheep label group. And my first single just came out, radio single, Raise One. It's for first responders and military and veterans everywhere. That came out this past August 19th. So we've been in the works.
If you had the opportunity to collaborate with any singer in the world, whether they're alive, dead, who would you choose and why?
I would pick Johnny Cash because that's someone that I grew up listening
Mhm.
to very well, and my whole family, all the men in my family, drive freight trains. So the train songs and putting that in country music. I mean, Folsom Prison Blues. I hear the train coming. That whole thing. I would just love to, do that on stage with Johnny.
That is definitely a good pick. He's definitely an icon in the country music world, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, do you have any upcoming projects or anything that you want to share with us?
Yeah, so Raise One is out right now, all
Hmm.
streaming platforms. Also, your local radio station, you can call and request it. Um, also, and there's a lyric video out showing that it's for first responders and people that their work is never done, whether that be in the medical field or teachers or educators of the world to make our communities better. That's what the song's about, the unsung hero. Also, I have another song. I'll when we start dropping the title. I don't know if I'm dropping it right now, but it's going to be out late October. That'll be the next single out, and yeah, so get ready for that new music coming out.
That's fantastic. So, do you have any advice to those who might want to start singing, performing, or even being in the music industry? If so, what would you tell them?
I would say always be honest with yourself when it comes to what type of music that you're trying to make. Go with your gut and know that even if you're not where you want to be right now, it takes hours and hours and hours of practice
Hmm.
to get there. And you do get better every day as long as you apply yourself. And there's always enough people out there to listen to your music. So don't just try to, like, we all sometimes worship our icons, and you want to kind of like be like them.
Hmm.
Be yourself. Try to figure out who yourself is and run with that. And I think people will applaud you for it, and you'll be happier with yourself that way.
You are absolutely right. I think it's one of those things you don't want to copy someone. Like, you don't want to. Yes, it's okay to do covers and stuff, but when you're writing, you got to make sure you're also doing kind of like your own stuff too. So it's not like you're piggybacking
Yeah,
on somebody
and
else.
it takes time to figure out what that is.
Well, yeah,
And the only
absolutely.
way that you can is you got to give yourself permission to mess up a few times. And you go, well, I went out on stage today and like I sang some new songs and I liked it because it was me getting out there. But
Hmm.
maybe I didn't get a rise from the crowd. Well, that's okay. It's not that, and it could be just you're new at that. You know. So
That's true. And it takes time to be able to model it to the point where people will actually enjoy it. Well, the most thing that is important for is for you to enjoy it, obviously, but you also want to make sure the audience is happy too. So,
of course, yeah, be genuine and honest with it. That's what I'd say.
what do you like doing outside of music, Cliff? Do you have any hobbies, interests, anything like that?
Being outdoors, one reason why
Hmm.
I've brought the phone out here to get on the Zoom, but kayaking. I love going on the Santa Fe River and going off rope swing, doing a little bit of fishing. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm an avid hunter as well when it comes to white-tailed deer and um, things like that. Season's just cranking up. But although I don't like it when my truck breaks down, I do like working on my vehicle as well. Whenever I have some free time, it's very inconvenient whenever you don't have any time and it breaks.
Hmm.
But I enjoy learning.
Especially like if you're going somewhere to like a gig, that's probably like the worst time ever for it to break down.
most most definitely. That's no good. You know, tow trucks are involved, and that's always a headache.
I bet because you're like, okay, where's Cliff Dorsey? Like, what happened?
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it'll be a place to where I can get an Uber or call a
Mhm.
friend and get
Well,
them to
that's
pick
the
me up
thing.
and
You
still
want to
make
make
it there.
sure, yeah, you want to make sure it's like in the city and not in the middle of nowhere. Because if it happens in the middle of nowhere, then I don't know
Yeah,
what could happen at that point.
uh, I got plenty of friends in the middle of nowhere. It just depends on where it's at for sure. I'm about to, which I don't know when this is going up, so it may already happen by the time people hear this, but I'm going to play a wedding in East Tennessee on my way up to Nashville, and it's in Pigeon Forge area,
Oh
and I
yeah.
haven't really explored that much, but I'm taking a rent a car up there, so faith in the rent a car. Hopefully, it'll get me there back, there and back, pretty safe.
Yes, absolutely. That's the hope, anyway.
Yeah.
So, where do you see yourself and the music in the next couple of years? Where do you think you'll be?
Um, Still honing my craft of playing some guitar and writing. I love songwriting. That's where I would love to end up being really established. I love being out on stage and enjoying the excitement with the fans and sharing the songs with them. But creating and especially songs that perform a service to the listener. That's where I would like to be. Also, still having time for my friends and family. Like you got to keep a really good balance with that as you progress in say all of our careers and our endeavors. So other than that, I can't ask for too much more and make a living doing what I love and eventually settle down, lay down some
Hmm.
roots, have a wife and kids and all that one day. I don't know how far you're talking, but that that's the dream for me.
What would you be doing right now if it wasn't for music? Like, if music was an option or if it didn't exist? I know it's a hard question.
Well, it was in the pursuit of music that I got the job, but I was working for a contracting company, which that was everything from roof work to
Hmm.
painting walls. Um, and then, like I said, all the men in my family they drive freight trains. I also worked at Lowe's Home Improvement at one point in time, where I wrote a lot of my songs in the parking lot on my lunch break. Um, but I don't know. I would like to say my default answer would be I'd probably be driving a freight train or a conductor on a freight train because that's what my brother does and my whole family. Um, I don't know. I just follow what I love, and this is where it got me. And I think God has a lot to do with that, opening doors, and yeah.
If someone was to write a song about you or something that has happened in your life, what do you think that they'd write about, Cliff?
Hmm. What would they write about me? It would probably be a funny one. I imagine it
Okay.
would have to be some type of comedy, and not that I'm a very funny character, but I do some funny things. I'm clumsy at times, I may like fall into a river or something. I don't know. But I'm always trying to be around the river as much as possible. So it'd probably have the river in it as well. Some of the Florida Springs, Jenny Springs, and
Hmm.
Rum Island is my area. So um, that's all I can really think of.
Where can people find you on social media if they want to follow you and see what you're up to?
So cliffdorsey.com, we set that up this year. You can find all the shows there. You can find all the music, links to videos. But TikTok. We're growing that following right now. That's Cliff Dorsey Music, and then Cliff Dorsey Music on Instagram and Facebook. All that has the shows and such.
Awesome, awesome. Cliff, is there anything that I forgot to mention that you would like to mention?
Um, no, besides you're an amazing interviewer. I appreciate you, Kayden. And yeah, y'all can go check out Raise One right now. Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Apple Music. It's all on there. The lyric videos on YouTube, and it's people are checking that out. Last time I checked, it was over 35,000 views.
Wow, that's
And
awesome.
yeah, it's been out for a little over a week right now, and so please share that. I challenge people out there. Forget about the song getting big. It's not about that. This song is to honor first responders and military in our communities, and I know everyone knows someone that they would love to honor. So send that song to them, and raise a glass to the people that help our community get better every day.
Amen. That is so true. That is very, very true. You gotta honor them. They're very honorable people.
That's right.
Cliff Dorsey, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the Ken Gordon Show today's Best Country Mix. We appreciate your time so, so much.
Thank you so much, Kayden. It was a pleasure being here.